What is up, everybody? Welcome back to part 2. Welcome. Oh, I forgot I had that on my walk. It's lavender. I was like going through it this morning, really releasing, and I walked past lavender. I'm like, ooh, that smells so good. Maybe lavender is prominent. But this thing, this is strength. You know, this is, it reminds me of your fire. Let me put alright, the strength. This is the strength and faith. The strength and faith. The fire. It reminds me of that Hosier song. How's it go? You know, what the whole thing is about. Taming your demons. All you have is your fire and the places you will reach. Don't you ever tame your demons. Always keep them on a leash. And this is it. She's keeping this on a close leash. And this is what this strength is about. You know, really control. And I just put out a video about that, about losing control. This is this reclaiming our power. This is the strength, and this is, you know, this is sure-footed fox. You know, she knows what she's doing, and this is the fire in us. And it, once we know what we want, anything else that we don't want, it's a no. We don't want that. We don't want that. We don't want that. I see spider webs all over. Maybe it's just the leaves of the trees. Perhaps it is really spider webs. There's spider webs in the collective this morning. Alright, so about this fire, we're going to finish through Libra to Pisces. We're going to start off with Libra. I'm going to clear the air. I'm going to get Jesus up in here. I'm going to call God and all my spirit guides, ancestors, all my helpers, and my higher self. You know, I'm just gonna sink into my higher self and, you know, step out of my ego so I can receive clear messages for you guys straight from the source. I and my Father are one. That's what Jesus says. Look, and you're so high up here that y'all can't even see my Jesus. You hear the talking? Maybe there's some kind of interruptions. I'm cold. I'm gonna gotta get in the picture. Oh my bed is stinky bitch. Alright, we're burning my hair and my everything else. Here we go. We are gonna start with Libra and go through Libra. I'm leaving this strength on the floor out for you, Libra. I think it's real prominent. I'm using 4 decks. I'm gonna split it. So something about that. Like if it's too much or too hot to handle, cool it off. Split it up. Break it down. One thing at a time. And this is this Virgo season. We're really breaking it up. You know, we are talking about this Saturn transformation. I was going to say transaction. Leo is making a transaction. I want to see, but I don't want to cut off my head. So, speaking of Leo, Venus is going into Leo, and it's making, you know, it's pinging. I like to use that word, pinging, because it makes me think of that, like, because that's what it's doing when Venus is connecting to all these, whether it's a trine, a square, an opposition, whatever aspect it is, it's always affecting everybody different. It could be a square and they say, oh, that's a bad thing, but it could be something positive for you. It depends on what your chart looks like, right? Or how these energies are affecting your life. You know, how these energies come in, whatever, how they affect you. And You know, with Venus in Leo, it's opposition from Pluto. I didn't even look at the chart. I should look at the chart. Is there something about that? Because we've been feeling the energy. We don't need to look at the chart to know the freaking energy. This is why we got the cards. Because we're supposed to look at the chart and use the cards after. That's the real thing. But we know Pluto is opposing in Aquarius. We know Saturn's in Aries going into Pisces, back into Pisces for a little bit until February, and then coming back into Aries, and that's going to really do the full conjunction with Neptune. And this is where we get this like dreamy, or this pull, or this indulgence. It's almost like bringing like a fog or haze into the mix, especially when we go back into Pisces. Is like water. You know, it's almost like what foundation, what boundaries, what what consciousness. But that never goes away. Okay, Libra. This is also the 7th house of relationships, of other people. If you're a cross watcher, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, like I say, whatever, if the shoe fits. We start off with the 2 of inspiration. If you see, she's looking like, what do I see? Do I see something? And she has the telescope, so she can also see. Not only can she see, but she can really see. You know, this is Aries energy. And look, we have the Fool here. We have both the Fools and this Fool-like energy. With this, you know, Aries is the initiator. This is the 2 of Wands. This is this initiating Aries energy, where we're stepping into the new. We're stepping into the new. It's like she's stepping off of the ledge, right? She's just stepping on the off of the ledge. We are just with faith. It's almost like blind faith, because everything here is covered. The only thing that was upright is the Fool, and then on the bottom I see this 2 of inspiration, these doors opening, and it's just like the fire, the flame, the will, the Ghana. And look at this. Oh my God, this is exactly the energy I feel, and I'm getting chills, but it's like I'm only getting the chills on the back of me. So somebody's got your back. Maybe this is somebody pushing you. Maybe you need to push forward. Oh, maybe it's this Emperor bringing this Knight of Pentacles. Oh, because we have the Page of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups in reverse. All right, so let's see what we're dealing here with. So we have the Emperor in the center, and we almost have him looking in the past, perhaps in order to release something, because it's almost like when this drops, it's like boom, it sets off like a gun goes off, and this horse goes riding. It's almost like he gets like hung with a rock or something, and it's like, you know, when the horse gets kicking, he like, ah, he's off, you know, full speed. And this is where we're heading off the cliff. But you know, it's coming from some kind of darkness. You know, I see this darkness with the 6 of Cups. These are these memories, and it's like the memories that we're releasing is like watering the Emperor. Maybe this is what's giving us our fire, or what's making us drop this. Because it's like, by us looking at this separation, or by these memories, or this with the 6 of Cups, you know, it's almost like something we don't want to see from the past. Maybe this is separating from some kind of soul, like a soul contract separating. This could be a separation with the 2 people here. If we just look at the picture and all the clam shells, it's almost like they all have some kind of light in it. There's a lot of pain that we've been through here. There's 6 of these here. You know, there's a lot of pearls here. Not every clam has a pearl in it, you know what I'm saying? And it's as if this, releasing this, is watering the Emperor. you know, what we're releasing is water in this emperor. This emperor's, you know, he's disciplined. He's taking control. He is really standing his ground here. And it's like by him standing his ground, it drops this bomb. You know, this thing, boom, and it explodes and it lets this Knight of Wands off. And here's where we take this. Oh my god, I went to go pick this up and I clicked it off by accident. I hope I didn't mess up the whole video. But like I was saying, when this emperor finally stands his ground and it's like, you know, severing from the emotions, we're really releasing this. I see the water cans like all dried out, like no more tears. We're dropping the bomb and this emperor's really standing, holding firm his boundaries. Then when this bomb drops, this horse goes and it's like free falling. I don't know, I'm hearing that. With this Knight of Inspiration, this is some kind of brave action. Perhaps this is some kind of news. This is somebody coming through. You know, this is you definitely having some kind of strength using your fire. You know, knowing where we're going to go and we're not settling for anything less. You know, we see where we're going. We're headed straight for there. Right? Alright, I'm putting the Fool and this back in here. I broke it open to the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So, yeah, that means something there. Alright, after Libra is Scorpio. Scorpio. Now, Pluto, this is pinging you, Scorpios. Because, you know, Pluto rules your sign. Mars is involved here, too. Where this is deep transformation. Scorpio is the 8th house too. You're a cross watcher and watching for all your signs and all aspects of your life. You know, this is deep transformation, in depth. I'm hearing depths of intimacy. I was going crazy. Scorpio. Let's see, I'm looking at the morning dew. I hear have no fear. Scorpio. What's going on with this transition? Venus and Saturn. Alright. I'm hearing something's pulling you back, but you got the fire, and there's that King of Pentacles. He's counting the money. You know, this is the boss. This is the boss, and we have the Elephant. It's almost like bringing us back to memories. Maybe this is the memories. Maybe you're connected, or this is a continuation. This was in the deep subconscious, this Knight of Cups. Perhaps this is what's going to happen, this new love. I hear your heartbeat. This is a vet. It is a vet. Like, she's listening to his heartbeat. There's a checkup, something here. There's streets. Knight of Cups does come with an offer of love. You know, we end it here at the this King of Cups finally releasing, and we're trying to walk away from this. Alright, let's see, Scorpio. We start off with the Knight of Cups hidden, right? We don't know that this love is coming. We don't know that, you know, the Knight of Cups, this is the Knight in shining armor. This is some kind of offer of love. You know, deep, sincere, true, tender love and careness, right? And it comes with a releasing or a loss of some sort with the Ace of Pentacles. Perhaps it's a lack of faith that our seed is growing, that we don't see all the stuff growing underneath. Perhaps we're having some kind of impatience. I'm feeling some kind of like anticipation. Because it's like we don't know, right? Because that's why. Because all these other ones are like this, but then we have this in it's like what's underneath. What's growing underneath. The Lovers in reverse. And I'm being drawn to his hands. It's almost like selfish in a way. He's like, my money, there's one hand on it. I see this hand, and the hand here is the money instead. See that? Ding. And then underneath is the Page of Wands, like, tighten up, because are you ready to roll? Because here we go. With the Lovers in reverse, this could be a separation. Oh, that goes down here. This could be like, oh, I failed to make a choice, so because I didn't make a choice, the choice made me. And it brings us to an awakening that the Four of Pentacles in reverse, so our ground is shaken. Perhaps we do like lose a house. Like this is the second one. This Lovers in reverse is in between the Ace of Materials and the Four of Pentacles, both in reverse. Like this, all the rocks is this protectant that's like blown to smithereens, and these is all protectant that's locks that are all broken, and this bond that was all held is broken. And it's like, well, there's money here. The kings here have no fear, perhaps. Maybe this king does come in and help us, you know. That's a possibility, but it's almost like he's like, okay, this is mine. It's almost like he's standing in his own. Maybe this is our guidance to stand in our own, with our own, you know, even through the loss. Be our own boss. With the Ace of Materials, the Lovers in reverse, and the Four of Pentacles in reverse, I definitely feel it is some kind of releasing, letting go of some sort. If it's not, then we definitely need to. With the Pentacles, the Lovers, this is almost like bringing like some kind of an addiction or something of a physical something we need to let go of, like a rock or something. Maybe let go of Jesus, maybe. Maybe we do worship Jesus, and this is saying, hey, you know, listen to, Jesus says don't listen to the religious laws and what they say in the churches and stuff. Read it for yourself. You know, Jesus says do not worship me, worship my Father. I don't know why that comes up in this reading. Well, it comes up if people say something. Maybe you have people saying something about, oh, like pushing their beliefs on you or something. With the Nine of Swords in reverse comes next, and the Judgment in reverse, and then the King of Cups. And then this is where I say this is where we're headed, to where we're being pulled back by something, but this is creating some kind of inspiration. This is our fire on forward, right? Where the Nine of Swords and the Judgment, like the Nine of Swords, when we release this physical thing, it opens up. We're no longer in this with the dark clouds. The dark clouds are under us, and this is where it needs to be. It's like dark. It's like there needs to be darkness in order to grow. So the darkness needs to be underneath. There's some kind of germination going on underneath. We're finally seeing something. But with the Judgment in reverse, it's almost like maybe we're seeing our bad judgment, or somebody made the wrong move. Or perhaps where we didn't do anything, we didn't listen to the calling, or there was something being, it's like we were being called, and we didn't listen to it. But it's like we're finally open up to see this, and it's like now we're not sitting in the guilt I hear. With the King of Cups in reverse, perhaps this is finally expressing how we truly feel, or maybe somebody finally expressed how this truly felt. Maybe this awareness brings out somebody else's feelings. You know, the King of Cups in reverse, he's finally telling you how he feels. You know, this is being vulnerable. This is letting it out. I hear you want a tissue. It's like he'll share his tissues. Maybe this is how we have to be to release this, you know. And this Eight of Inspiration, maybe it's this king. The fact that we have to you know, let it out first, say how we feel. Maybe the King of Cups, you know, he's emptying his cups. This could have to do with addiction. Like I said, maybe we're releasing the drink, dumping the drink, and this, you know, we're trying to go forward, but it's like the drink keeps pulling us back. This Eight of Wands, this is forward movement. It doesn't matter. This is telling us to stay in between the lines, to be discerning, and this is going to snap. Just keep on keeping on. You know, we have the strength. The Knight of Cups. Come with love. And perhaps this is a new love coming, or where we're heading to. Maybe this Knight of Cups turns into the King of Cups, you know. It's a maturation process. Alright, Scorpio, thank you for letting me connect with your energy. After Scorpio, Sagittarius. All my sages. My fire sign sages. Speaking of sage, let's sage this sage. Jesus says, what's up, everybody? Alright, we are... What am I feeling for you, Sag? Let me tap into your energy. Energy. Feeling my left hip hurt. I'm hearing material. Let's get physical. Are we getting physical? I wanna get physical. Do you wanna get physical? Okay, Sag. Let me find out. Well, this one's staying. Let's see what's going on for Sagittarius with this transition. I wanted to say transaction again. And you're connected to the Leo and the other one. Well, we're definitely holding a big burden with the Ten of Wands, but look how beautiful it is. And you keep on picking more up. It's like you have all this shit and you keep on picking more up. Are you a hoarder or something? Or something I said. With the Eight of Wands, it's funny because it seems like every time I do an all signs, it just keeps on going. We ended Scorpio's reading with the other Eight of Wands, and now we're starting yours with this Eight of Wands next to the Judgment. This is how it was, the Judgment in reverse and the Eight of Wands. It's like, okay, this bad judgment brings some kind of movement. With the King of Cups, I swear to God, the other deck, I can't make this shit up. He's looking at the future. This Eight of Wands, this is moving color. I'm hearing the Will of Power. The first ray. Will, the fire. And it's almost like, you know, she has to have a lot of will and a lot of strength in her to carry all of this weight, you know, and to keep on putting more on. Like, I heard bitch got balls. Everything else here is in the deep subconscious except for these two or three. It goes these three, and then there's this one in the deep subconscious, the first one that came out, the Empress in reverse. And I heard not the mama drop the baby. And then these on this side, which is a whole bunch. Shit, we'll go through that real quick. Because it's starting with the Five of Emotions, like some kind of frozen. It's like we're frozen this because of some kind of a loss. You know, maybe it is like a loss of a creation. I don't know if it's an actual baby. I'm sorry if it is. This is some kind of creation that's, you know, under the surface, remember? Perhaps it got stepped on, or, and you know what they say, you know what I'm thinking of, like if like a baby bird, if there's something wrong with it or something not right, it's like that egg won't hatch, or you know what I mean, like that baby, I think maybe they even eat their young. It's making me think of that song, Hosier. He has a song, it's called Eat Your Young. Maybe this has something to do with this. You know, the whole song is about basically the world and how it's fucked up, and how we basically give our kids cell phones, buy our kids cell phones, put them in front of the TV, send them to school to be programmed basically to fuck them up, and we don't even realize this until we're all fucked up. And this is what I'm feeling. This is leading us to the Three of Wands, where we're questioning everything, where we come from, where we're looking at the past of like, how the hell did I get here, in a sense. And this is reminding me of the two where she's like this on the top of the building, like this, with the Two of Pentacles in this deck. And it's funny because we have the Queen of Cups in reverse with the Two of Pentacles like this right here. So it's telling us something, you know, whatever we're it's like, you know, maybe she had to pick this up from the past. Maybe we do have to like look at something from the past. It's almost like she has to grab the crown. It's like she had to grab the crown, right? Grab the baby's crown, and it's like this ship that's going to move forward. Perhaps it's our fire. This is our journey, whatever the case may be. This is what's going to move us forward. It's almost like bringing something. Maybe this is what she's holding. It's like she's bearing the weight of this loss, of the lack of creation, of the lack of abundance, of this like, oh, I don't have enough. Perhaps it's almost like I have no respect for myself. Maybe the Empress in reverse is calling us to get back to the basics, get our nails done, our hair done, you know, focus on ourselves, because it's almost like, who are we doing this for? The Ten of Wands, this is like for everybody. It's like, oh, everybody's shit. This is not just yours. So with the Three of Wands, this is us looking back on, like, I'm hearing why, what, where, when, like all these questions. Maybe that's all these birds, like all this, is this maybe in the thought of this? Like, why are the doors closed? What's going on here with the Queen of Cups in reverse? This is some kind of release. It's a release, and I heard a reset, and I see the cubes are melted. Perhaps crystals has something to do with it. Amethyst, adventuring, and agate. And I'm seeing gold. With the Two of Materials, this is really no longer balancing, no longer going back and forth, no longer, it's almost in a sense resisting some kind of change. And maybe this is what's giving us the thing, frozen emotions. Because when we're resisting the change, we're not going with the flow. We're frozen emotion. You know, instead of going with the flow. It's almost like I'm seeing the other Two of Pentacles where the black cat comes in. It's like this outside energy comes in and then whoop, flips it over. Maybe this is what's happening. You know, with this Five of Materials, this freezes everything. This brings us to a loss. Maybe we do lose both of these things, right? This Queen of Cups in reverse is almost like she can't even forgive herself. But I hear she has love to give. Okay. I hear hurt people hurt people. We're laying on the bed of swords. This is a grand ending. A grand ending. A grand finale. The grand finale. And I'm seeing this as the Tower card breaking up the foundation from the other deck. Like, this is bringing some kind of newness, right? It's breaking the foundation. There's the other Ten of Wands in reverse. So whatever we're carrying here, we release this here. Another 10, 10, 10. I hear it's all kids. With the King of Wands, maybe this is what we're releasing. It's like, you know, we're no longer going with what they want, or people pleasing, or no more getting booed off stage, no more under the thumb of the tyrant, you know, no more it's hidden in the dark. It's almost like this king was like trying to hide your light or stuff your light in a sense. With the King of Swords, maybe this is telling you to be the King of Swords. With the Six of Swords in reverse, it's almost like going back to something, right? The Three of Wands, looking back at what we're missing. But the Three of Wands now is going forward. Like I said, perhaps we do have to look back to see what we're going forward, because this is her looking back with the ship. See, she's looking back, but this is the ship moving forward, with or without you. I hear with or without you. Seven of Wands, this is this standing up to this, you know, it's almost saying, hey, you know, sign this first. We need this in writing, and we finally get it. It's almost like it comes in vision, in writing. This is the other Seven and the Queen of Swords. I know I felt this energy where she's looking at this from a logical point of view, and this is when, this, you know, where here it's like all foggy and she has all these fish, you don't know what to choose. Like, one of these things is not like the rest, but we can't figure it out. But here it's like, oh, now it's certain. She's pinpointing it. Perhaps it is in paper when we finally see it down on paper, when we finally see it logically, or maybe there is some kind of like physical proof. This is communication of some sort. Blunt and honest. Perhaps this takes us to be blunt and honest about what was hidden with the Four of Pentacles. Yes, it takes this Queen of Swords to actually step up to cut something off. Perhaps maybe we're cutting off all of these choices. You know, this Queen of Swords, she's alone, she's widowed, she don't need nobody else. With the Four of Pentacles, yeah, she's like, you let the floor drop, I'll fly. God got me. With the Four of Pentacles, really releasing this, coming into a new love. See what happens when you release this, come into the Queen of Swords, and this is the choice with this blue bird, and come into the Lovers. This brings us to where we were this queen. Maybe it's this lover that it's got us weak, because it's bringing us the Eight of Swords to the Ten of Cups in reverse. Like, we're doubting this love, perhaps because of all that shit we just been through, the 10, the 10, the 10, the 10, and then we get this new love, and it's like, oh, not this again. So it almost like it's like like a rug getting pulled right out from under us, leading us to the Hangman and the Knight of Swords, which this is like silence and stopping and being in this Piscean energy, waiting, you know, really seeing it from a different perspective, turning our back to some kind of falseness, anything that's not for us. I'm seeing the blue jay again, this blue bird. And then this, it brings us to the Five of Emotion. You know, this is what was all behind this Five of Emotion. So it's almost like when it's like, see how we're sitting here, it's like when we get to here, it's like all defrosts and our ships go sailing. It's like this is what it takes, perhaps. You know, because then it's all emotion. Remember, we started off at the bottom with the Eight of Wands in the bottom. Oh no, Jesus. Here he goes. And these three fell. Alright, yeah, the King of Swords comes in with the Magician and the Emperor. Yeah, you need to stand up against this. Somebody is lying, trying to manipulate you, something. And you need to stand your ground as the Emperor, as this Queen of Swords. Like, no, you sign this. You know, it's a written agreement. This is proof. This is the message. Something like that. And we need to hold our ground here. Stand our boundaries. You know, stick to the contract. Stick to this. No feelings. Because we don't want to end up in this loss alone. Because this is what's going to happen. And this is what's going to take us out of this. I guess this is what happens. Like, we're healing this. This loss heals us and brings us, you know, singing about it. Alright, Sag. So the choice you make brings us forward. Sagittarius. Alright, thank you, Sag. On to Capricorn. Capricorn. I'm seeing the Capricorn sign. You came up in the reading today without that foundation. I'm thinking about Saturn. You know, Saturn's going back in the Pisces, and this is, I'm hearing real spiritual, perhaps putting us into some kind of isolation with the King, maybe the Queen of Cups wanted to stay out here. She's coming with emotion, with love. Let's see, for Capricorn. Whoa, we have a lot here. This Emperor has a whole bunch. I guess we'll read it because it starts with some kind of truth. And it looks like we're coming from some kind of deception with the Eight of Cups. It's like we keep on going back to the same shit. We keep on going back, like, into some kind of, it's like the same tune. You're going to think maybe it's like finding the same people or the same kind of situations in all the different people, or the same people in all different situations, something like this. That's really taking us off of our path, out of our league, I'm hearing. With the Six of Cups, the Page of Cups, both in reverse, with these two in between, this is crossing. We have Temperance and the Ace of Wands. It's like we're alchemizing some kind of delay. We're making use of the downtime. We're definitely alchemizing these negative memories and these bad fish. I'm hearing bad fish. It's like we're really changing this around. It's like we're flipping everything around, almost like the Hangman. Perhaps this is what the Emperor is doing. Yeah, with the Muse of Voices, we're getting out of our emotions, stepping into the law. My nose is itching. We have a couple cards here in the deep subconscious, leading us to holding on to something. It's like we risk it all and lost it, perhaps. Maybe this is playing some kind of game. Maybe we are gambling with the Two of Swords in reverse. I've seen this upright. It's almost like we're gambling by not choosing, by not using our intuition. Maybe this is telling us we don't want to be alone with the Hermit. It's almost like maybe it's telling us to go within. We have a secret within. We're breaking some kind of spell or family thing. Maybe we're going against our family's beliefs, or what, you know, what they taught us, or what we did all this time. Maybe this is a divorce or some kind of like, I'm leaving the home, you know. But the King of Swords comes up in reverse, like there's a lie about the savings. Maybe he's trying to conquer it. It's like he's trying to open this from here. Maybe he's trying to psychically get some kind of physical information. This could be trying to, like, I'm seeing like psychically pour this energy into your savings, like, and I'm getting a pain on the left side. The King of Swords in reverse. This could be looking at both of the sides too, not only doing it in a negative way. Maybe this could be like unfair. It's like unfairness with the savings. You know, because the King upright, he's just. But here it's like some kind of injustice. Like I said, like a lie starting with the Seven of Swords. This is something not right, right? This is why the Emperor comes. You know, this is how we get to the Emperor. You know, there's some kind of truth or clarity. With the Ace of Swords, this is an opportunity for clarity, certainty. With the Two of Wands, Ace to the Two. This came up in somebody else's reading, where once we get this truth, boom, it starts this, where we open up. This is how we open up this reading. It leads us to some kind of healing. We get to heal ourselves from all the things that maybe we're even coming into another energy with this Queen of Pentacles. But it's almost like going within. There's a fly in here. Going within to release some kind of beep. Yep. Trash. I'm seeing junk, toys, whatever we were hoarding under our dress, hiding, whatever we were hiding. It's like the shit in the drink. And look, see, this comes out. Maybe it comes by the stars, and it's like, okay, I'm no longer captain anymore. It's like, we're gonna let Jesus take the wheel, right? And we go back to the work that we're on us to master us with the Six of Wands. It's almost like we're working on this loss, or perhaps we're working on a reconnection, or working on doing this alone. You know, with the Six of Wands, it's almost like all of them against me. It's like all of this, it's just me. Maybe you have all of this and it's you doing all of this. With the Knight of Swords, this is coming to a halt and looking at this new plan with the Page. I keep on saying, loves me, he loves me not, he loves me, he loves me not. And this page is coming up with a new, we're doing this new thing where a new class, we're studying it. Perhaps it is a new plant. And I'm seeing like sunflower seeds, like we're harvesting them. And this, it's like the Page of Pentacles. We're going from the Page to the Emperor, and that was in a reading. It was Scorpio's reading a couple months ago, from the Page to the Emperor, and that's, I heard a big feat, a big step. Alright, Capricorn, thank you for letting me connect to your energy. I hope I was able to deal you some hope. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Moving on to Aquarius. We're lighting the candle for you, Aquarius. Something about that. And it brought the King of Cups to move. So maybe this brings the King of Cups to move to you. Fire, the will, passion, but the fire won't light. Oh, it light, but it's out. As soon as I got it, it went out. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world was turning. The world doesn't even turn. It is stable and in place. That's what I believe. Alright, Aquarius. Out of the box thinkers we are. Maybe this is what's being called. We're being called to think out of the box. I swear to God, you're being called to think out of the box. You know, here she's thinking in the box, right? She's thinking out of the box. There's a loophole. There's a peephole. There's a way out. She's opening up with the Two of Wands and the Five of Wands. Finally taking responsibility. Finally taking responsibility. We're holding on. Ooh, some heavy energy. More nines. And then all of this in the deep subconscious. And then all of this behind this. Alright, so here's where we're leading to this new path. Pow. Yep, the bomb drops. This happens. The bomb drops. This comes a tower moment. Right? And it's all what we don't see. We're coming from the Eight of Cups, where we're walking away from something. I'm hearing we no longer want these cups. They're all fucking dirty anyway. And this is bringing us to the Nine of Voices, where we have control. We could pull the string. It's as if we're just sitting in our own hell, I hear. Because I don't know, I see this person here and then this person here. Maybe it's like a big us and our little us, our inner child. Perhaps because then the sun comes up. This is like healing to our inner child. The Nine of Voices is normally like like real anxiety, but she looks at peace. So does she. So this is an ending that brings us some kind of peace. It lightens our heart, and it also brings us some kind of vitality and a different view. See, she's got a bird's eye view, leading us to the Empress, which this is some kind of birth, right? The birth that comes with the death that's in reverse. This is the in-between, and this is what we don't see. Now, we have the Star in reverse, which this has to do with the Star is Born. See all these stars? Perhaps this is you, the Empress, what you're creating, your creation. Your creation. Perhaps this is saying don't tell anybody your creation with the Four. Yeah, it's like maybe you're not accepting it. Maybe there's something coming from the stars and you're not accepting it. There's definitely some, maybe there's mudras, there's signs, there's synchronicities, maybe it's a love. It's healing love, and we're not accepting it because of some kind of disconnection, of a divorce, lack of security. But then we go to the Ace of Pentacles. Maybe this is breaking some kind of, maybe this is not accepting it to break some kind of like cycle. It's like we don't accept that, and it breaks the cycle, starting a new cycle. Now we have the Four of Cups in reverse, where we finally accept it. We're brave enough. We're jumping through hoops now. This is the other Knight of Wands. See, it's the same thing. The same thing. This Empress is finally realizing her worth, that the light is inside of us. With the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, we're releasing something. We're releasing this heartbreak, not only physically, but mentally. There's the other page of materials. It's like, oh, we're putting in this, but we're not getting what we see. It's like not a reflection. So it's like, okay, well, we're releasing this. We're releasing this that does not match us. And yeah, releasing it. When we release this, it's creating a tower moment. Perhaps we do throw somebody's stuff out, or somebody's throwing our stuff out. I heard free falling. Does something to my soul, and then boom, and it's fast moving, just like that motorcycle. You know, we're really moving fast into this new, I hear this new world, this new diaphragm. You know, it's finally opening up for us, I'm hearing. Alright. Thank you, Aquarius, for letting me connect to your energy. On to Pisces, last but not least, Pisces. We got through this pretty quick, I'd say. I guess we're one last. We started. Alright, for Pisces, I guess your cards are already on the table. This was stuck. And on the bottom, we have the Two of Emotions, and I wanted to turn it upright because I seen it upright. So we have the Two of Emotions, this Six of Pentacles. This is a very beautiful energy, give and take, a very, you know, I give, you give, you know, masculine, feminine, yin and yang. It's an even balance. We start off here with the Ace of Materials in reverse. You know, it's the Ace of Inspiration in reverse, where perhaps we are lacking some kind of inspiration. It's almost like we got stuck by a cactus. Maybe we ran into one. I don't know. Maybe we are in the world of cactuses. In the desert, with the Ace of Inspiration, it's like our fire. Where is our fire? Do you have your demons on a leash, I heard, or are you letting them roam? Are you waiting for each drop? Are you the one getting the tea, or are you the one getting nothing, waiting for a drop? And this is just, it reminds me of that, where it's like, oh, you just get drips. But there is something about an even give and take. But then there is something about this, like, oh, because it came out like this, remember? It was switched around. Now, and we do have the Queen of Wands, and she's coming alone with her herd of freaking buffalo, right? Like, she's going back. She's going back to break these cycles of injustice and bring some kind of togetherness with these groups of the yellow shoe group, and I'm hearing the red heel, red shoe group. What it was, red bottom shoes. Bottom shoes. Red bottom shoes. This is not a song. With the Seven of Materials in reverse, this is us. I'm seeing like one of these is bad. They're all bad. Bringing us to the Tower in reverse. This Tower in reverse brings this Six of... So this brings a shocking thing that really lets us see something, like get into something new, but it like brings us back. Maybe it brings us back to see the old from a new perspective. With the Five of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Ace of Wands all in reverse. And it's funny because we end with the Ace of Wands in reverse, and we started with the Ace of Wands in reverse. So this is really calling us no action, no action. Like, let's hold up. It's like there's these gears are clunked, are stuck, are grinding, and it all has to do with timing of the heart. With the Five of Inspiration, we're really surrendering. We're surrendering We're freeing ourselves. And this is creating some kind of clanking. Perhaps it is. It's like this stops the swinging, it stops the beating of the heart, and it brings us to this where we need to transmute it, I'm hearing. Surprised the temperance ain't in here. Beep beep. Yeah, we definitely need to transmute this energy. There's something evil behind here, or sinister, or deception wise, trickstery, dark. Pisces, yeah, it's like walk away from the darkness. Ding. Alright, Pisces, thank you so much. And thank you all for joining us. If you're here and you watch them all, I really appreciate it. Put a pineapple down there. And, yeah, be that queen. Open up your heart to walk away to these new things, to better things, to what you deserve. Because this is what is, you know, this is this hole in her heart. She is on to big things. Big things. Alright, great. Thank you so much. Oh, mwah, love you. Thank you.